So then the spinal cord is also going to have those same three meninges that we saw around the brain. So the innermost one, the tender mater, we know is the pia mater. So that's this one that adheres directly to the spinal cord. Then in between, the middle one is the arachnoid mater, the spider leg mother. So here's our in between one. And then the outermost one, the tough mother, again, is the dura mater. So just the same as we had it in the brain, we have our three meninges. So this is a drawing of a model that we have in class. And so we want to be able to label our meninges on here and then label the relevant spaces. So if we go to our innermost layer, right, innermost layer is pia mater. Then our middle layer, this white one here, is going to be arachnoid mater. And then our outermost layer, the tough mother, is going to be the dura mater. Now, there's some relevant clinical spaces going on here. This one here, this light blue one, is your dura mater, right? So outside of it, superficial to it, is going to be the epidural space. And that epidural space, as you see here, contains fat and blood vessels. So now we have epidural space here where the fat is. Then this light blue one, this whole thing is the dura mater. Then this white one is the arachnoid mater. So where you see these like little spider web looking things, these little spider web looking area, that and this, right? That's going to be your subarachnoid space. And that's relevant because that's where the CSF is. So to access CSF, you need to be able to puncture you need to get through the dura mater and into the subarachnoid space. Okay, so let's just look at the epidural space again. So if you want to do an epidural, right, which is very common in childbirth, so I just want to see what they have to go through. Here's epidermis and dermis, right? Here's hypodermis, so they have to go through those two. Then there's this ligament, the supraspinous ligament, so that's superficial to the spinous processes, so they have to go through that. Then this ligamentum flavum, this one is connecting what's called the lamina of the spinous processes, so they have to get through that ligament. So then finally you get into here, which is the epidural space, right? So they don't want to go through the dura mater. That's reserved for a lumbar puncture. They are not trying to actually puncture the dura mater. They're just trying to get in here, which is the epidural space, which is that space containing fat and blood vessels that's superficial to the dura mater, right? So here again, we have our cauda equina suspended in the lumbar cistern, which is that space filled with CSF. So the epidural space, the idea is get through all these ligaments. So try to safely get through all these ligaments, get into the epidural space, but don't puncture the actual dura mater. Because we're not trying to sample CSF at this point, right? We're just trying to deliver a pain medication to the nearby nerves.